on DC News Now. First, we're tracking the snow, then the bitter cold wind chills into the second half of the weekend. All these details coming up.
A new DOJ report alleging a culture of fear within the D.C. Police Department. How the agency says that has led to incorrect crime numbers for the district.
Disturbing details. A teacher is accused of sexually abusing a teen and recording it.
I mean, it's a position of trust. And these are kids. They can't defend themselves, so.
School leaders firing him immediately while the investigation shocks the community.
Banning SNAP funds to buy certain drinks. The new restrictions in Virginia in which sugary beverages are still okay to buy.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran.
And I'm Chris Flanagan. Get ready for a wintry weekend ahead of us as we take a live look outside at the Washington Monument. On the right side, the left, that is the radar. We're watching for snow on Sunday and really some seriously low feel-like temps.
Oh, Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair. Okay, that means wind is involved.
Right.
How low, how bad is it going to feel like out there?
We're talking teens, at least for the first half of the day, then single digits closer towards sunset. Yeah.
Oh,
right, exactly. Right. Okay. Especially hurts if you're not properly bundled up, too.
Absolutely.
As well. So
you've been warned.
Exactly. And we're also tracking some snow chances, too, late Saturday night into Sunday morning as well. Here's a view of where that system is right now, focusing on that cold front that moved through Chicago just about an hour or two ago. That cold front will continue to slide its way across our area, providing us that much colder air late Saturday night into Sunday and then also all day Sunday. But planning out your day tomorrow for your Saturday, likely mainly cloudy conditions. Temperatures, though, will be on the warmer side for the first half of the weekend. So if you're trying to get things done, I would say Saturday is the pick to do so, considering Sunday, yes, much colder air, but highs tomorrow into those 40s across much of the map. And then as we look ahead towards Sunday, high temperatures right near the freezing mark if we get to that. Otherwise, we're talking about those blustery conditions pushing through, those winds picking up out of the north and west, making it feel like we're in teens to single digits through the day Sunday. So as I mentioned, also tracking that snow developing late Saturday into Sunday morning, likely tapering right around or just after sunrise. So I'll have more details on that and how much snow you can expect coming up.
Virginia crews are getting ready for the snowy conditions. They're out pre-treating roads. Teams in Arlington say that more trucks are out there tonight, having tackled some areas yesterday. But the plows, they won't be needed until the area sees at least 2 inches of snow. Developing tonight, the Department of Justice investigating the district's police department, finding the criminal stats may have been altered.
According to the Washington Post, a draft of that report claims outgoing Chief Pam Smith created a, quote, coercive culture of fear that may have incentivized that alleged manipulation. The draft report was dated December 10th. Now, it cited a review of thousands of police reports and interviews with more than 50 people. It concluded D.C. crime stats were likely unreliable and inaccurate due to misclassifications, errors, and purposely downgraded crime classifications. But the report does not cite a specific example of Smith requesting a crime being downgraded to a lesser offense, only that her leadership style enabled the alleged misclassifications.
Chief Smith just announced that she was resigning at the end of the year without a reason for her departure, but did say it did not have to do with a recent surge of federal agents or National Guard members. Developing now, a high school history teacher in the district fired, accused of sexually abusing a student.
He is facing federal charges of recording the explicit acts with a 16-year-old girl. DC News Now's Yamri Say live outside DC International School where he worked.
And Yamri, the details so unsettling. What are parents saying about the news?
Yeah, a lot of parents say they are disturbed and just shocked about this, especially with this happening with a 16-year-old girl that also went to the school. Now, this former teacher is accused of actually climbing into that 16-year-old student's window on multiple occasions, sexually abusing her and also recording it. And a lot of parents say that they hope that he is held accountable.
Devastating. It's devastating.
It's really shocking news. Especially knowing that he had total access to kids.
Parents of students at DC International School say they were disturbed to learn that high school history teacher John Gass is accused of sexually abusing a 16-year-old student and recording it. The Department of Justice says Gass allegedly climbed through the student's window at night on multiple occasions to sexually abuse her.
Who knows what else he's done or who else he's harmed.
According to charging documents, the abuse began back in March and continued through November. The document also states that in early November, Gass asked the student to be his girlfriend and told her that he loved her. FBI agents arrested Gass at his Maryland home on Thursday.
I mean, it's a position of trust, and these are kids. They can't defend themselves, so I just hope they get to the bottom of it.
In a statement, the D.C. International School said in part, the safety and welfare of our students is and will always be our highest priority. As soon as we became aware of the allegations that led to these charges, we immediately notified law enforcement and the appropriate authorities, promptly terminating Mr. Gass's employment.
You don't expect teachers that have like a close contact with your kids to really act this way, but it's something that I guess that from now we really have to be on the lookout.
Now, this teacher is facing child porn charges and also coercion and enticement charges as well. The school says they are working with law enforcement. Now reporting in Northwest, I'm Yammer Sase, DC News Now.
Yammer, thank you. All new tonight, a D.C. man sentenced to 24 years in prison for murdering his ex-girlfriend and throwing her body in a dumpster in Northeast. It happened in the Nomer neighborhood in April. Prosecutors say Richard Dyson beat and suffocated Donnella Bryan before putting her body into a container from Home Depot. They say Dyson and an accomplice threw the woman's body into the dumpster. Dyson pleaded guilty to murder charges in October. Well, developing tonight at 9, the Republican chair of the House Oversight Committee now threatening former President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton with contempt of Congress. It comes after House Democrats released photos of the Clintons, President Trump, and the former Prince Andrew with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Congressman James Comer claims the Clintons have ignored the committee's efforts to get them to testify for several months now. We'll have much more on the release of those photos ahead in our next half hour.
Now to a promising update on the National Guard troop shot right near the White House just before Thanksgiving. Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf has been released from MedStar Washington Hospital. He's now headed to an inpatient rehab center. His family choosing not to give the location of the facility, but the hospital officials saying that Wolf is now breathing on his own and can stand without help. He's come a long way since being flown to that hospital 2 weeks ago when doctors took him into emergency surgery to relieve pressure on his brain and control the internal bleeding. In a statement, his parents are thanking the doctors and saying, "We know and appreciate the power of prayer, and we see the results of God working with and through these amazing medical professionals."
Hundreds of volunteers will lay thousands of wreaths at Arlington National Cemetery tomorrow morning. It is the annual Wreaths Across America. Trucks filled with the holiday greens arriving here in Arlington. You can see here today. You can volunteer to place wreaths for the solemn event. It starts at 8 o'clock. Expect heavy traffic and delays in the area. Arlington police say the roads will be closed starting at 6 a.m. and last until 2 in the afternoon.
Wreaths Across America tribute that also continues in Western Maryland when volunteers will be visiting Fairview Cemetery tomorrow. Frederick Health organizing the event every year as his annual way to support service members and their families. The event starts tomorrow morning at 11.
All right, take a look at Arlington firefighters battling a large fire here on 395 just before Shirlington Circle. You can see here the SUV swallowed by flames. Firefighters were able to quickly put out the fire. They say nobody was injured. No word yet on what started the fire. Well, the holidays, of course, are a time of joy, but there's also several fire hazards you have to worry about.
That's right. Hanukkah starts on Sunday, followed by Christmas and Kwanzaa, and they all have candles as part of their celebrations. The Red Cross the menorah for your Hanukkah service or the Kinara for Kwanzaa are placed on a non-flammable surface, and the table won't tip over if it's bumped. Keep them out of reach from children or pets and never leave them unattended. Firefighters in the district saying that candle fires are one of the leading causes for families to call for help.
Most of those are in the bedroom, so we want you to blow them out when you leave the room, and definitely at nighttime in bed. Your Christmas trees, when you get them, make sure you choose one that has good, green, fresh needles. You'll want to cut 2 inches off the bottom of it and keep it watered every day. Make sure it's watered fresh.
Lieutenant Andrew Arnold also saying most Christmas tree fires start from electrical problems. He says make sure to inspect all your holiday lights before putting them up, and don't put your electrical cords under rugs or carpets.
An alarming incident at the National Zoo. A bear cat bit 2 zookeepers who had to be rushed to the hospital. Officials say it happened during a training session with the animal named Lola. And visitors are sharing their surprise when they learned about what happened.
I'm glad to hear that they're going to be okay, and I'm sure it was a good lesson learned for the next time that they need to interact with that animal, maybe a better way to do it.
I hope that the animal does not get, euthanized for acting in its natural course, and I also hope that both zookeepers are okay.
The binturongs are native to the tropical forest in Asia. The zoo saying that both staff members were taken to the hospital as a precaution. Robots could soon be delivering your food in Northern Virginia. ALXnow.com reports a company is partnering with Uber Eats to start running in Alexandria.
And they're already operating in a number of cities throughout the country. Serve Robotics says it launched earlier this year in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Miami, and LA. The robots can travel between 7 and 11 miles per hour and go as far as 48 miles on a single charge. The company expects to have 2,000 robots roaming the country by the end of the year.
Coming up on DC News Now, a rally to support the Maryland father at the center of President Trump's immigration crackdown. Kilmar Brego Garcia, home with his family, but this legal battle far from over.
And a holiday fight the Grinch would love. Why HOA is finding a Maryland family some big bucks over their Christmas light display.
Then ahead at 9:30, we are helping you stretch your dollar with some looks gifts without the hefty price tag.